Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. I'm Eliza here at the Hatfield Public Library, and I have a box of fiction and nonfiction here. But we're going to start out with some nonfiction. We have On Savage Shores, How Indigenous Americans Discovered Europe. This is by Carolyn Dodds Pennock. Obviously, lots has been written about European people coming to the New World. And this is about some individuals who went in the other direction and what they thought of Europe, which sounds very interesting to me. Definitely a less told story. We have Lila Phillips' Beaverland, How One Weird Rodent Made America. Um, so this is like science writing, sort of just telling the story of beavers in the United States. I have beavers as my neighbors, and they are very interesting and can be kind of weird, and they're definitely changing things like in real time. They're very active. So, How to Stand Up to a Dictator, The Fight for Our Future by Marisa Risa, who won the Nobel Peace Prize. And this is her story. She's from the Philippines. I think she was a reporter. And then she targeted the president. And then now she's facing life in prison. Um, yeah, yeah, book has been getting a lot of attention, so I'm glad to add it to our collection. We have a local author, Tracy Kidder, Rough Sleepers. This is about Dr. Jim O'Connell's urgent mission to bring healing to homeless people. Tracy Kidder, very famous for written Mountains Beyond Mountains. So, oh, I don't know a lot about Jim O'Connell. Ugh, I think this is one more nonfiction and then we'll do some fiction. This is called A Line in the World, A Year on the North Sea Coast. It's a paperback, which is always nice. It's by Dorthe Nors, and it looks like it was translated from Danish by Carolyn Waite. What is it about? Oh, it's about a year spent traveling along the North Sea coast in 14 essays. Oh. She writes about ritual burning of witch effigies, environmental activists, quaint fishing villages. Sounds very interesting. And I can't remember specifically, but I think it must be getting good reviews, or we wouldn't have gotten it. We have 12 Months and a Day, a novel by Louisa Young, tagline Love Never Dies. And this is, oh no. So this is about two spouses who both have lost their significant others, and they sense them as ghosts. And the ghosts are also in the story, and they decide to bring the sad spouses together. Sounds like emotionally like difficult. Um Jane Harper. I am personally a fan of Jane Harper. This is called Exiles. She wrote The Dry, she wrote The Survivors. Uh, I can't remember what there's one that takes place like way in the middle of nowhere in Australia that I really liked. So this is, oh, I remember reading about this. So this is basically starts out when a woman just like leaves her baby in the stroller and she disappears and nobody knows what happened to her. And then the story opens up a year later. And for Jane Harper fans, this is the return of Erin Falk, who was in two of her other books. The Love You Save, a memoir by Goldie Taylor. Oh, this is such a sweet cover. It says acclaimed journalist and human rights activist. It's a memoir of her troubled childhood in East St. Louis. Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pels. And I thought this was going to be a book about running. It's got a lot of holds on it. And so that's why I was like, oh, it's a book about running. It's actually a book about fasting, which actually makes sense when you think about it. It's a women's guide to using the healing power of fasting to burn fat, boost energy, and balance hormones. We have Small World by Laura Zigman and um so it's about a woman who's newly divorced. She's a she's an archivist. She trolls the neighborhood social networking site for posts. I think that the whoever wrote this book doesn't know how trolls is normally used in the context of the internet. I think they mean she's looking, which is actually the initially maybe what you would say for trolling, but not how you say trolling anymore. Anyways, so like unless I don't think because I don't think she's actually like making troll like comments. Anyways, I'll let it go. So then her older sister's also divorced. They move in together. Ooh, that could be tricky. Relationships fray. That sounds like an understatement. And it sounds like they have another sister who passed away. And there's some family revelations, aka secrets. I love the title of this book, even though it's I mean kind of horrible if you think about it, but it's kind of fun just for shock value. It's called Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, a novel. So this is like I guess a mystery novel. It's been getting a lot of like fun sounding buzz. Um so he's part of a notorious crime family, and he's now they have a family reunion. It's taking place in a remote mountain resort. You always get me personally with those remote mountain resorts. Um, yeah, murders happen. So, and it's also specifically getting compared uh to wow, they pulled out all the big ones: Knives Out, Agatha Christie, and the Thursday Murder Club. So, yeah, hard to pass that up. What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. Hmm. Mhm. Um, I read about this one. This does sound like an intriguing premise. So it's about a girl who, when she was a kid, got stabbed 17 times, and then her testimony and her friend's testimony helped put away a serial killer. But then it says they were heroes, but they were liars. So there's some secret that they've kept hidden all these years about what actually happened. Okay. We have just a few more. The Tudors in Love, Passion and Politics in the Age of England's Most Famous Dynasty, Sarah Gristwood. Lots of TV shows, historical fiction, nonfiction about the Tudors. And yeah, this seems like a good addition to the club. Honestly, you like can't get enough. There's always new revelations. Um, Oh, and this one, she's specifically looking at sort of the codes of courtly love and how they may have been behind some of the sort of seemingly inexplicable things that happened. Okay. Five more books. I'm going to go through them quick. We have Brad Meltzer and John Mensch, The Nazi Conspiracy. This is the secret plot to kill Roosevelt, Stalin, and Churchill. So this is a nonfiction book, even though Brad Meltzer, I think, also writes fiction. I did read in the review there was some debate about some of the scholarship in the book, but definitely worth reading and forming an opinion. We have Unravelling by Peggy Orenstein. What I learned about life while shearing sheep, dyeing wool, and making the world's ugliest sweater. Um, Peggy Orenstein has written a bunch of books, so many books, and she's also a reporter. She's on NPR, Washington Post, The Atlantic, The New Yorker, so familiar to a lot of people. We have the new Preston and Child, The Cabinet of Dr. Leng, and this is in the Pendergast series. We have Thomas Perry's murder book. That's a really good title. I like it. What kind of book is it? It's a murder book. It says a thriller. An ex-cop takes on a criminal organization targeting the Midwest. Um, And it sounds like the murder book is an actual like thing in the plot. Huh. Hmm. Okay. Last of all, we have The Survivalists by Kashana Cauley. It says a banger of a book. That's a good blurb. Samantha Irby says a banger of a book. And it's about a perpetual single black lawyer who's just very focused on being successful, and then she falls for a coffee entrepreneur. Um, So that's interesting because that almost just sounds like the plot to like a romantic like chick lit, but this is not the cover that goes with that plot. So I feel like there must be more going on here. You would not have a rope and a water bottle and um uh oh, okay, so here's the second part. So she moves in with him, and it turns out that he and his roommates are all very, very serious survivalists and doomsday preppers. Oh, so that's interesting because this I know I read some nonfiction articles about doomsday preppers, and it definitely seems like a very interesting thing to have as a premise for fiction. Okay, that explains the cover. And we have made it to my empty box. I will be back soon with more. Bye.